on existing ones.
National discussions on housing problems in Nigeria continue to take attention of government agencies and private sector operators. Markets editor Efyongeko witnessed one of such events in Lagos and now reports.
Discussions on housing supply resurfaced in Lagos Friday. Estate surveyors and valuers, Diya, Fatimilehin and company, invited industry stakeholders for the national discussion.
The problem is that there is no liquidity. And what we have been doing in the country is to build, to go and do it directly. But if you do it directly, what you do is that it's not sustainable.
To get a wider view on the issue, international housing finance consultant from Malaysia, Mr. Rupun Narasarami, was brought in to give Asian countries perspective on housing markets.
The way to address housing deficits is you have got to attack on two fronts. Number one, the supply side as well as the demand side. The supply side is mainly house construction. Now, this is a very important component. And when I talk of supply, it must be the right kind of houses with the right pricing, because affordability is an issue.
Nigeria, with over 200 million people, is believed to have a deficit of 28 million houses. This means that many Nigerians live in shanties and ghettos with no fulfilled minds to contribute to national development. Using the Malaysian model, Rupun gives advice.
The solution is actually to raise funds from the capital market. The capital market plays a very important role. Now, the reason why NMRC is a very important position is NMRC has the strength to go to the capital market and raise bonds because it has got the strength of the government plus all the other shareholders.
Some analysts have asked why Nigerian housing market is in a terrible state of low performance despite abundant resources.
Issues are multifaceted. Number one, there has to be a review by government of institutional frameworks for building, number one. Number two, the institutions involved in building also need, one, to be revitalized by government.
So part of the challenge that governments, the private sector and practitioners need to address is how do we bridge that gap? Do we increase people's income or do we bring the cost of construction loan? The answers are not so simple, but that is the framing of the answer.
Efyongeko, TVC News, Lagos.
Women in Nation Building Africa are promoting digital literacy and financial inclusion for women in the continent at the second edition of its Education First series.